Hi there and welcome to today's video. This is in collaboration with Tina from Tina's Talk Time and Maria from Maria Crocker, and every Sunday I will bring you a different topic video along with Tina and Maria, and we just put our own slant on it. So after you watch this one, please go visit Tina and Maria's videos. So today's video was supposed to be a get ready with me, and that is what Tina and Maria have done. But this morning I was rushed by the husband. We had to get out of the house early, and so I didn't get a chance to do it. So I'm going to remove my makeup and have a chat with you and answer some of the questions that have been asked of me about my last vlog. And if you don't know about what my last vlog is about, well, I was living in Las Vegas for the last 30 years, originally from the Cotswolds in England. And 4 days ago, we moved to Dallas, Texas. So I've got some questions, so I'll answer them as I remove my makeup. And I just realized I don't have all my bits and pieces. So let me go get some. Okay, so I just washed my face with soap and water. Now I'm going to use my eye makeup remover. There we go. So it's about nearly 5 o'clock now, and my husband's outside. He's going to barbecue some meat, ready for Sunday football tomorrow. So I'm just going to remove my makeup, my eyeshadow and my mascara. That's always the hardest part to take off, is your mascara. Anyway, one of the questions was, why did we move? And it was mainly me that wanted to move from Las Vegas. I never really ever wanted to live in Las Vegas, just because it's so desolate. If there's anything that you want to go visit in the vicinity, it's hours and hours and hours away, or you have to get on a plane. And when you get to, like, if you want to go somewhere in a day trip, you're still stuck in the middle of a desert. So it's not somewhere that I particularly ever really wanted to move to, but we had to stay there because of my husband's job. But then he retired he's retiring in December. So he's finishing out his vacation leave at the moment. And we said about a year ago, why don't we move? But where should we move to? And I initially said England, but now knowing how expensive it was to move to Texas, I think England would have been out of our budget, to be quite honest. And having 3 older dogs, I really didn't want to put them on a plane to fly to England anyway. So we had a think, and I said to my husband, well, where would you move to? And he said, well, I don't want to move to anywhere where I have to shovel, you know, so much snow. And that eliminates quite a lot of America, because really the top half and the middle band can get a lot of snow. Now take it, Vegas, Dallas can get snow, but it's really not that much. It's more ice storms. So anyway, I suggested Florida, and I did months and months of research on Florida and came up with Tampa. I think it's a really, really pretty city. I thought it'd be great to live by the beach. I didn't want to live on the beach, but about an hour away from the beach. But my husband said, you know, there's hurricanes. And I rebutted by saying, well, you get 5 days notice usually with a hurricane, so you can prepare for a hurricane. You know, where we live now, there's tornadoes and you don't get much notice with those. Anyway, he said no to Florida. So then we sat down, got out a map of America and had a look. And we came up with Texas. We've been to Texas quite a few times because we've got British friends that live here in Dallas. And then in February, we had gone to Austin for a long weekend, and I went and looked at some homes there. And then when we came back to Vegas, I did some research and found that the homes are cheaper in Dallas than Austin. So we started looking at Dallas. And then we came for a trip in June, met up with a realtor, found some homes we liked. We liked this particular floor plan. We just didn't know what area of Dallas we wanted it in. So when we came out in November, after we had accepted an offer on our house, we found this plan right on the outskirts. In fact, it's not technically in Dallas, it's so far out. But Dallas has grown so quickly that it's not going to take too long before Dallas has encompassed our area. There's some few smaller towns on either side of us, and they've grown up. So they're bigger than the place that we're living in. But for the moment, we're going to stay here. We like it. We like the peace and quiet. It's nice. But who knows? We might move again. You know, I'm not going to say never. But so that's why we moved, just because I wanted a change. We did 30, almost 30 years in Vegas. And yeah, it was just ready for a change. My biggest hobby was gardening when I lived in England. You can't really garden in Vegas. You need a pickaxe to dig a hole to plant a plant. And that's not enjoyable to me. That's hard work. I want to be able to go out there and dig a hole with a trowel and put a plant in and enjoy the hobby. So that's something I'm looking forward to. And just the quiet life, to be honest. And this morning when we woke up at 6. I'd opened up the back door, and just the humidity, it had rained during the night, and the scent in the air and the grass, it was just perfect. It was lovely. It just felt like I was living in England. Anyway, this is a orchid scented serum that I'm about to put on my face. This smells amazing. I got this from TK Maxx a while ago. It's just a clear serum. So I'm going to put that on my face. Someone else had mentioned that, well, you don't have a pool in this house. Obviously, in our Vegas house, we had a pool. It wasn't a very big pool, but it was a pool nonetheless. But that question will be answered in next week's vlog. So stay tuned for that. Now, someone else had asked, did you keep the fireplace? So I had a thrift shop find a few years ago. It was a wooden fireplace that I picked up for, I think it was $40. Can't remember. But I did a makeover on it, and I had it in the master bedroom. Yes, we did bring that with us. However, I do plan to sell it. And I did actually have it on Facebook Marketplace in Vegas before we moved. But everything was so rushed. I think it was only on there for 10 days. And I had a couple of questions, but no one really wanted to come out and look at it and purchase it. So I am planning on selling that. I'm not going to keep it. I'm going to do a little bit of a different look. It's always nice to have a change. I've already got an idea for this back wall in the master. So yeah, I'm just going to have to stay tuned and see what I come up with. Some of my ideas are a little bit expensive. So I'm going to have to save up some money, I think. Another question was, am I retired? And I honestly don't know. My husband is due to retire, I think, the first week of December. I've had to temporarily leave my position with my company. However, my company is in Dallas, and they are opening up a site about 30 minutes drive from this house. Now, I have to reapply as if I've never worked with the company. I don't get any special privileges or anything like that. And that's not opening until springtime. So that could be a nice little break in time to not work. But also that could be long enough to be like, well, I don't think I want to go back to work. But I keep flip-flopping because I want my own money. And there are certain things that I do want to buy for this house that I don't think my husband's willing to pay for. And so if I want them, I'm going to have to make my own money. So we'll see. I don't know whether to apply somewhere else, do something different, you know, new life, new start. I don't know. But the company that I worked for the last 10 years is such a good company. I don't know if there's another company out there that can match the benefits that I had. So stay tuned. I'll have to, I'm going to have a really long think about this one. I really don't know whether I want to retire or keep working. And the last position that I had with my company, I was only part-time, and that's really all I do want to do is part-time. I just put on my eyes this what do they call it? Collagen Booster Eye Serum. So I just put that on. And then lastly, I'm going to put on this, see what they call it. It's an aqua gel. It's a nice cooling gel. Just like this. It's a bit goopy, but it's nice. It's really refreshing. Actually, it's nice to put on in the mornings. It wakes you up. But anyway, this is my nighttime routine for tonight. You might see on the bed that I have a quilt cover and a quilt but no quilt cover, and that's because I haven't found the box yet with our bedding in. So we've opened about 6 boxes today, but I'm in no rush. You know, we've got nothing but time, so I'm just gonna take my time, find stuff. I am keeping all the boxes and all the packing equipment, packing like tape and the bubble wrap, just in case we do move. We're lucky enough that we bought this house in like phase 1, and that's always the best time to buy a new house. When they do several phases, if you buy it in phase 1, you're going to get the least expensive price on that house, and it's only going to go up from that point. So it is something to keep in mind whether we do want to either upgrade to a nicer area, maybe, or just a smaller house but a better quality house. The builder we have is Lennar. They don't have the best reputation. When we moved in, the fridge wasn't working, the air conditioning, well, the heating air conditioning wasn't working, and the broiler on the oven wasn't working. So they are coming out to fix it, but still, that's not a good start in my books. But anyway, I do love the layout of this house, and I love the fact that we got really low windows. I can just sit here and look out to the garden. If the dogs were outside, I can keep an eye on them. And I like this. Look at these blinds that you can just, hold on, you just lift up and they stay. I like that. But you can see it's a little bit cloudy out today. We had a little bit of sprinkle of rain, but the temperature's all right. And then to pull it down, you just pull it down like so. I think this is our 4th night here, and it was our first night on our mattress because they delivered our furniture yesterday morning, so that was really nice. And I have slept really good since I've been here. I think it's the air quality, you know, the humidity. I've really slept good. My husband bought a couple of TVs. Let me show you. He bought this one, the 65-inch. That was on sale for $2 something. I think it was like $2.50. But it's a Apple TV, which is good because my phone is an Apple phone, so I can sync up my phone and the TV and watch different programs from the one that's in the living room. So the one in the living room that he bought, that was $500 or $468, and that was a 75-inch. So yeah, his priorities, get the TVs. So anyway, was there any other questions? I know I did get asked some other questions about the house. It is a slightly bigger house than the house that we had in Vegas. This one's a 4-bedroom plus a flex room. So you can change that flex room into a dining room, cinema room, man cave, office, or a hobby room. My husband's going to use it. I initially said, oh, that'd be a great YouTube room, but he's claimed that as a man cave, and I'm going to have the very front bedroom as a study, and then maybe the next bedroom as a YouTube room. And then we've got another room that we can always have set up on a permanent basis for guests, so that would be nice, because the other house we didn't have a permanent guest room. So yeah, if you've got any other questions, just put them in the comment box and I'll get to them one by one. I think I answered all the questions. I can't remember now. But yeah, I'm going to share my journey with you, days out, wherever we go. Yeah, I'm excited. So this wasn't much of a get ready with me or a nighttime routine. Sorry, this was really rushed. Today we were busy. We had to go to a lockup. When we moved to Dallas, we brought some of our stuff with us, and we initially rented a lockup in a different town, put everything in there, and then when we came back and we bought this house, we then rented another lockup and moved that stuff into this lockup for the day that we arrived. We could drive straight here and go get our items and move straight in. So we went to the original lockup and closed that out today, and just finished our contract. So we only had it for, I think it was like 25 days. And then this one in this town, we're going to go and cancel that tomorrow. I hope that made sense. It was very confusing, but I'm glad we did that. It made life a lot easier for us the first couple of nights that we were in this house. At least we had some things that we could set on. So anyway, I hear one of my dogs barking. He wants to be let out. So I'm going to end this video, and stick with me. This coming Friday, I'm going to walk you around the community that we've moved to, and we'll do some fun things. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit Tina and Maria's channel now, and they're going to do a get ready with me, a proper one. Thanks so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye.